Linh-chan and Dimi-chan play games. Welcome back, everyone.
Welcome back.
So we got 5 parts left.
Oh,
We're
cool.
almost done. Do you think we can finish this in 3 days?
Probably.
I don't think
At
so.
the rate you're going.
I think we're gonna screw up. We're already far behind the 18
really?
day.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we're in day 17.
You're right.
We're almost done.
We've been talking a lot.
Time flies.
I mean, when you were playing the 18 days, when you completed in 18 days, I'm like having trouble talking right now.
I was in the zone.
Yeah, you were in the zone. You were just playing nonstop. Like there was no interruption.
Mm-hmm.
But right now, you're trying to beat that record, but you're having a conversation with me. And I don't think it's going very well.
Well, I'd say it went pretty well so far.
So far. Well, the goal is to complete it by 30 days. So I think you will complete it by 30 days. So you're still good.
Okay.
But I think you should try not to finish it by 30 days because I actually want to see how it ends. Like, does he get eaten? Does he die? Or
He just runs out of oxygen. It's very sad.
Yeah, but like, did he die in an agonizing way? Like, because he ran out of oxygen, that kind of deal? Like, I want to know how he died.
You're so cruel.
Well, I like reading a lot of mystery books. I think that's why. I've been exposed to a lot of like cruelty and stuff like that. Yeah.
The truth comes out.
I love mystery books. It's just so engaging.
What books have you been reading?
I have this one favorite author. She writes romances, but she also writes suspense thrillers. Mm-hmm. So it's a cop series. Mm-hmm. It's a series. There's like 40-something books already, and it's pretty cool. Like from the very beginning of the book, she introduces all these characters, and then up until the very last book, I mean, those characters are still there. Like, she didn't kill off any of the characters, which is something that I really like. Mm-hmm. You know, like in like your favorite movie or your favorite TV show, like freaking by the 5th season
all
or
the
whatever,
good people are dead.
They started killing off all of their characters. Mm-hmm. Like, why do they do that? But I like this author because she keeps all the character, and you actually grow with the character. Like you can see the character developing as the story goes along into their individual. I know from from reading from the very beginning, a lot of the characters, they're sort of like not superficial in the way of like materialistic, that kind of way, but like the character weren't in-depthly developed, weren't fully developed,
So there's time to do it later.
So then like as you read on with the story, you can watch all of these characters grow into their own personality, which is really cool. And actually, I learned I guess I can say in a way I learned English with her books. It's kind of interesting.
Well, it's one of the best ways to learn a language is by reading.
Engaging yourself in the story, So,
like
and I didn't like to read since having to learn English was very difficult for me because I didn't learn it at a younger age when that language was more natural. I learned it quite later in my childhood, so it was actually very difficult. And so I never liked to read, and
I could say the same thing. Like when I was young, I never read anything.
But that was because you were dyslexic.
Yeah, probably.
So it was difficult for you to comprehend, not because you didn't like to read. I honestly, I could not read because, and I could not comprehend anything. So reading for me was very difficult. But I started picking up one of her books when I was in 10th grade, and since then I love reading. And I read on my leisure time too. So one of the latest book I read had a really funny joke in it. Well, it's not funny, but it's like really cruel and it wasn't cruel, but it was like
sarcastic,
gross,
like dark humor.
It was gross, So I figured I should tell that joke today.
That sounds like a very pleasant time that we're gonna have.
So I don't remember the joke fully, but I'm just gonna I remember the main points of it, but I'm just gonna make it up as I go.
Sounds good.
So it starts off with this with this traveler. So he
Mhm.
was traveling and he came across and so he traveled a long day and he got tired, so he came across this one farmer's house. So he knocked on the door late at night and the farmers opened up the door and the guy was the traveler was like, "Oh, I've been traveling all day today. Can I, spend a night here to, so then I can rest up for my journey tomorrow?"
Mhm.
So then the farmer was like, "Okay, but we only have 2 rooms. One room is mine, and the other room is being occupied by my daughter."
Mhm.
And then the farmer goes on and say, "If you promise to keep your hands off my daughter, you can stay in the room."
Mhm.
So then the traveler guy was like, "Okay, I promise I'll keep my hands off of her."
Mhm.
So then the farmer takes the guy into the room and bid him good night and everything, with,
Mhm.
and it was dark, so he didn't turn on the lights because assuming the daughter was there
Mhm.
sleeping. So
Let's not get tempted, right?
yeah, let's not get tempted. So then in the middle of the night, the traveler sort of, was curious, and since, there's a beautiful woman lying there in a bed next to him, so what did
Mhm.
he breaks his promise to the farmer and hopped into bed with the girl.
Mhm.
And of course broke his promise of keeping his hands off her.
Mhm.
So then the next morning when he went out and he saw the farmer, and of course since he broke his words, he felt really guilty about it.
Mhm.
So he asked the farmer, so he thanked the farmer for letting him stay, and he offered to pay
Mhm.
for him.
Exactly. They'll make everything better.
He
right?
offered to, pay the farmer for his hospitality for letting him stay there, and
Mhm.
the farmer said, "Oh, it's okay. So then the guy still was still feeling bad.
Uh-huh.
So he was like, thank you so much. I hope I didn't disturb your daughter very much." And
Mhm.
then the farmer was like, "Oh, I'm sure she wasn't disturbed. We're burying her tonight."
Aw. That's horrible.
So it's rather gross, but it was really funny.
It's a rude awakening. Aw, that's horrible.
That's just gross, right? But yeah, that was the joke.
Good joke. Good joke. What other ones you got?
Let me see. Okay, there's another joke. So there's these 2 college roommates that are it's nighttime, and there's these 2 roommates that are about to go to bed.
Mhm.
Not together, but just nighttime. They're about to go rest, and the guy in the top bunk has his girlfriend sleeping over, and so in order to try to keep quiet, they come up with a code because they wanted to have sex. So in order to keep quiet, they come up with a code. So he tells his girlfriend that if she wants him to go slower, she should say tomato.
Mhm.
And if she wants him to go fast, she should say lettuce. So then as they started having sex,
Mhm.
the girl started moaning, lettuce, lettuce, tomatoes, tomatoes.
Uh-huh.
So then
Thank God.
So then the next morning, when the roommate in the bottom bunk wakes up, he tells his roommate that is on top, he said, "You guys should stop making sandwiches at night. You got mayo in my eye."
Aww. That's horrible.
So, that was a joke.
Oh, that's horrible.
It's gross.
On that note, that kind of reminds me of another wonderful joke. So, oh wait, we need to get this horn thing to tell those traffic making spaceships to get out of the way, right? Sure. Oh, it's a jet. Never mind. It looks like a horn, like the squeaky ones on the bicycles. Well, anyways, so I got a good pun or a joke for you. So, what goes in hard and pink but comes out soft and mushy? Well,
is this
any
related
guesses?
to my previous joke?
I don't know. I'm not gonna go and give you the secret that easily. You're gonna need to guess something.
Does it start with a P and ends with an is?
No, it does not. It's much more innocent than that. It's just bubblegum, you pervert. Like, you should be ashamed of yourself.
Well, I in a way set it up for you pretty nicely with my mayo joke, I guess.
Yeah. Well, it's the fundamentals of priming in science, right? Like when you want a certain result in your experiment, you just prime the subject so that way they give you that result.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Do you got any more jokes?
Yeah, I have one. So there's this little boy. And actually, no, I don't want to go with that joke. Let's see.
I used to have so many jokes growing up. Like, that's all I knew is lots of stupid jokes. And I forgot all of them.
I think at one point during growing up, joke was like a new invention, I guess, in a way. Like we discover, there's such thing called a joke.
Oh, like from a kid's point of view.
Yeah, from a kid's point of view.
Yeah, so that's all you end up learning.
Yeah. And I feel like in every kid's growing up, like, isn't it their dream to like read the disruptive of the class or whatever? You know. So. Yeah,
that makes sense.
So here's a short one. What did the bra say to the hat?
I don't know.
You go on ahead while I give these two a lift.
Aw. That one's also good. Did they just put blue guys in there too?
Well, what is that?
It turns them into different colored Pikmins. And it's
so you throw the
yellows.
You were throwing the blue ones though.
Well, I was trying to get it to like poop them out. Because I was done with the yellows and we're on like a little island with water surrounding us, so I don't want the yellows to just go and drown because that would mean I killed all those blue guys that I initially had. You know?
Yeah.
No? Come on. I'm picking.
It's okay. They can run the water.
Yeah, but I want to pick all of them because
the sun is out. It's probably hot. Plus, they've been slaving for you. At least give them a drink of water.
A rest. Nah, they're soldiers now. We discussed this.
Oh, right.
We promoted them.
They upgraded.
They didn't ask, but...
We promoted them to soldiers.
Any others? No, I think that's all the parts. Just double checking.
Cool.
Yeah, that's all. Do you know what?
That's it? That's the end of the game?
No, there's gonna be one more surprise part. But we might have the ability to finish this in
18 days.
18 days. No, come on. You can't be that greedy.
I think you have enough pigments. Why do you keep collecting those dead corpse?
Because that way we can have more pigment.
But you can only have 100 out anyway, so why bother?
It's your final score. That's how it says like you did a good job or not.
No, there's a straggler.
How did you even
wander that far?
How? I don't get it. Oh, they just go directly in the pond. You got any more jokes? You got me hooked now.
I got you hooked.
I need to know more jokes.
What did the bald man... Oh, no. Why did the bald man cut holes in his pants?
I don't know. If it continues with the same series of jokes, I sure hope it's not to go to the bathroom easier.
He wanted to run his fingers through his hair. Because he's bald. The bald man wanted to run
I'm just going to assume it's leg hair. He has lots of leg hair, okay, everyone? Don't think too much into this.
So it's kind of related to our previous 3 jokes.
Aww.
It's an innocent way of saying you wanted something else.
Aww.
Alright, so today's video recording has a lot of adult content, so if your kids Don't skip this episode.
Stop listening from the beginning. It's already too late. Oh, look at the ship. It's fixing up.
Oh, it's cool.
So we technically win at this point. Like, we don't need the last piece.
What's the last piece?
It's a giant...
Like a
I'm not
giant
gonna spoil
flag?
it.
It's probably a flag.
Yeah, it's a flag to mark this territory as his.
Because what kind of spaceship does not have a flag?
Yeah, you need to conquer a new world, right?
Yeah.
Especially when you're a delivery man. You never know what kind of world you're just gonna happen on.
And at every country that he flies by, he switches to that flag just so they don't shoot him down.
Yeah. I remember a funny joke. So, this takes place in the countryside, and there's this farmer, and he has a bull, right?
Like an animal? Bull?
Yeah, an animal, like a cow.
Okay.
But it's a very tame bull, and he's sitting with his bull, and this traveler comes by, and he says, "Excuse me, sir, do you have the time?" And the man, like, doesn't seem like he has a watch or anything. So he goes, he goes and pets his bull, and then goes and caresses its balls, and he lifts his balls and he gives them a good way.
What the heck?
And he says, "It's 1 o'clock in the evening, in the afternoon."
Why? Because that's milking time?
Let's continue. And the guy was like, "Thank you, but like,
How did you
wow,
know?
you're amazing." And it's like the old man at the farm he shrugs, and it's like a
Meh.
life.
Yeah,
So
it's like...
the traveler goes on, and the next day the traveler comes back, and he brings a friend, and he's like, "Sir, what time is it?" And this time the friend has an actual clock, and they ask the old man, "What time is it?" And he goes and he caresses his bowl one more time, and he caresses the balls, and he gives them a good way, and he lifts them up a good foot, and he's like, right now it's 3:30 in the afternoon.
Okay.
And the friend looks at his watch, and it's right on the time. And they're amazed. They're like, "Sir, like, they need an explanation."
Yeah.
At this point. So they plead to the man. He's like, how are you able to get like such an accurate time? You're on the dot. And the old man said, "Well, my bull is in the way, and I'm looking at the clock tower in the distance, and this is so I can see it."
That's a good one.
So one of the few stupid jokes I still remember.
Oh my gosh. That's a good one. That's funny.
Well, next episode is going to be time for the final trial.
Well, sounds serious.
His life support fails in 13 days. Courage.
Sounds serious.
I hope we don't take 13 days to complete the final trial.
The trial.
But I think we don't need it. Like, we can leave at this point, and everything would be good. But
because you want to beat your 18 days record, you want to skip that last part?
yeah, technically we will have beaten it. I'm surprised we got 4 parts today. I guess we set it up nicely and killed everything the last 2 days, and killed all my Pikmin in the process. But in any case, see you tomorrow, everyone.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Linh-chan, Dimi-chan, Linh-chan, Dimi-chan. Linh-chan, Dimi-chan, Linh-chan, Dimi-chan. Linh-chan, Dimi-chan, cha-cha-chan, Linh-chan, Dimi-chan, chan-chan, Linh-chan, Dimi-chan, Linh-chan, Dimi-chan.